Welcome to the show, Eric Wilson, creative strategist and co-director of the Retnuh Agency, a boutique marketing and branding firm based in West Hempstead, New York. Known for your collaborative work with Grammy-nominated producer Marley Wilson, also your wife, you have a sharp eye for visual storytelling and a passion for culturally significant and resonant campaigns. Recent projects include co-directing the music video No Place Like Home, which blends soulful artistry with sustainability messaging, and the Retnuh Agency plays a key role in shaping authentic brand narratives that connect deeply with diverse audiences. There is a lot to talk about with you, Eric. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, and please do tell us more.
Well, first, thank you guys for having me. Just excited to be on to share. It's awesome to be able to be a partner in providing creative inspiration with my wife. I actually grew up in music. My dad was in music, and I was just a little kid walking around, and he was working with the likes of Sarah Vaughan and Nancy Wilson and Lou Rawls and Nina Simone and Count Basie Orchestra and all these people. I didn't know who they were because I was a kid, but ultimately my parents ended up divorcing because the money side of music is up and down.
Mm.
So she was like, "Hey man, you got two sons and we got bills." And so when the money was good, it was good. And then when there was a drought, it, caused friction. So for me, I ultimately ended up taking a different route, going to college, majoring in business, and then going to business school. And so I was always around music, and then I became sort of the banker for a lot of artists and entertainers and athletes and professionals. So I never got away from music. And then when Molly and I got together, I just basically retired from that career. But we end up partnering, and it's actually amazing because now I feel sort of at home and free more than I was before in the corporate workspace.
Mm.
And it allows me to use that creative side of the brain that's often limited in sort of that corporate structure. So we write all our songs together.
Mhm.
You talked about the video. I kind of storyboarded that out. Just work together, utilizing our both our strength and experience to bring good stuff to market.
Mm.
Wonderful. Are you guys doing social conscious music?
Yes, we do. It's really important for us to make a difference. One of the things that I made a difference in on the business side was, being intentional to help people understand, but when you're in music and you make money, how do you keep the money? How do you build generational wealth? And so that's what I did on that side. And so together, when we write our songs now, we make sure that it has messaging about empowerment, about love, about, peace, doing things to actually, elevate and motivate the community around. So we have a bunch of songs that are inspirational. A lot are, centered with God at the helm, and also talking about the world itself that we're in and how to sort of navigate it. It's a lot going on, and if you're not focused, or if you feel like you're the only one going through some things, then you feel like you're isolated. But we try to let people know you're not the only one. It's bigger than you. But we can overcome much better together than individually.
What are some of the titles of those songs?
We have This I Know. Some of the lyrics to that is, it's bigger than yourself. This I know. Because we kind of think sometimes that we can control it, but it's bigger than us. One of the other songs we have is No More Silence. That song is really, talking about, hey, You're basically complicit in any type of pro racial issue or any injustice whatsoever if you don't say anything. So no more silence. We're imploring people to actually say something and be a part of the solution. We have another song. This one's called Ascension, and that one's just about, moving forward, your growth, of not standing still, forward movement, ascending to the place where you belong. We all have a destiny. You ask yourself, why are you here at this moment in time? Well, we were put here for a reason. And so it's time for you to ascend to take your spot and do the thing that you were brought here to do. So it's a lot, we have a few more. Do It All Over Again. That's a song we're about to release actually at the end of this week. That one's
Mm.
more about love in a sense, like everything that we've gone through, because we've all lost, we've all hurt, we've all gone through things. But if you look at it and you look backwards and you see where you are, where you've grown to, you know what? You would do it all over again because you learn from each of those situations,
Mm.
and you should get stronger as you go along. One of the lines in it says, "Lift your head and soldier on through. Life is hard. Just go conquer the mountain." So it's inspirational, saying, "Hey, you aren't the only one. Just, let's man up, woman up, and let's go get it."
Mm.
Uh, I do positive social conscious music.
Absolutely.
I believe life ain't all bad. And so we need to talk about the good things in life and promote that. So I've got to go out and teach young people to take the danger and all that kind of stuff, personals, out of their music. And it could be any kind of instrumentation whatsoever, right?
Yeah,
But as long as you send something that's going to heal us, educate us, and solve problems with some beautiful notes, right? And
for
you put
sure.
that combination together and you go all over the world and you can, because I look for different instruments because I know a lot of young kids in America, they don't see all the different instruments that go on around the world. And there's beautiful music around the world. Tom?
What have been some of your biggest challenges that you faced through the work that you've done, either in the songwriting or in the actual agency that you've run? What kind of biggest challenges you've come up against? And sort of a further question to that: any particular advice you would give someone wanting to come into that space or wanting to start out and do the sort of things that you do?
Yeah, what's interesting is really how I got into writing was, Molly and I were in the studio, and we had someone who we brought in to help write with
Mhm.
her. And every time, they would make a suggestion, to your point, Skylar, it was sort of the negative connotation of something.
Oh,
And immediately I was like, no, we got to redirect this back to positive. Like we're only doing positive lyrics. So at that point, we no longer brought him in, and I just started,
Yeah.
writing because I was like, look, this is the energy that we want to have at all times. So that's how it started. That was kind of the struggle at first, was trying to, and one of the struggles, I guess, is just being intentional about the energy of the people that you create with. So making
mhm.
sure that you talk to them and understand that they're on your same wave before you begin that creative process, or otherwise it'll be a struggle to get through. So, having that conversation and making sure that everything has the right synergy is important.
Mm.
Uh, the actual music is probably more important around the world than in America. In
Yeah.
America, in the US, it's all about, who you are, how many followers are you cool, are you, a celebrity, more so than the quality of the music
Mm.
and the lyrics that you're actually writing. So that's why people like yourself and some of the greats that were Americans have moved to Europe, because they really, or not just Europe, but around the world, they wrap their arms around real musicianship and songwriting without having to know that you're friends with a Kardashian or whatever the case might be, as
Yeah.
it is in America. So, and as far as advice, I would just, and again, in addition to making sure that people have the energy, is is don't let anyone change. When you have a vision, you have a focus. You have a
Mm,
lot of people who might want to, add their influence, but we're all given, they say the Lord puts your desires and you plant the desires in your heart. So there's a reason that you came up with that, or it's a reason that you're doing something. So I would just say, stick to your guns as much as possible.
mm,
And create for yourself instead of creating for what you think people want to hear.
yeah.
Create for yourself, and then you'll find your fans much better that way.
Everybody got a story, and I bring people on like yourself, but I always kind of shifted into what do you think about positive music? Now, you mentioned Nina Simone. She's a rebel. She, like you just said, she just stuck to her guns and she wouldn't move off of we need change in the world, right? And you need people like that. I mean, I tell everybody about Marvin Gaye because he was my hero. And when he wrote What's Going On, it was to open your eyes about the war, the Vietnam War. He wanted everybody to know it's going to take us to stop the war. They're not going to stop it, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Or John Lennon, when he wrote Imagine, what he was saying was imagine peace, right?
Yeah.
And this was out of the norm for the Beatles because they was writing love songs. And that song turned out to be bigger than all the songs he wrote with the Beatles.
Yeah.
you know, there's so many Earth, Wind, and Fire. There's so many uh, um, bands that write social conscious music, and I'm inspiring young people to go in that direction. But you got to show them how they can make some money at it, and you can't. There's no platform for it. There's no TV for it. There's no radio for it. And that's what we creating here at Music for Global Change. Tom?
mm. Absolutely. I just want to know a little bit about any kind of future projects you've got. Anything you've got coming up that's being newly released, or anything that you're kind of working on at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, with Molly, we are again, we're dropping. We've released 3 songs so far in 2025. We're releasing another
Oh,
one on Friday
mm.
this week, and then we'll release likely her full album in, say, the September October timeframe.
Oh, busy, busy,
At
busy.
the same, yeah, and at the same time, we're still creating, and so
Yeah.
we're not even staying in a genre specific area. Her album would likely be in the sort of the soul, blues, R&B space, but
Hmm.
we're doing collabs with dance EDM type records. We're doing collabs with people in sort of the hip hop space as well. Um, and all of it, every single time, every single thing that we do is all positive. The Bible talks about meeting people where they are. So we write lyrics that are positive, uplifting, and messaging, no matter what the genre is, or
Mm,
who we're even collabing with. Although
mm,
when we do collabs or features or whatever the case might be, we still make sure that they have the same energy and positive light
mm.
that we do, else we wouldn't do it.
Sure.
Well, my brother, listen, bless you for the privilege of your time
Mm.
to
Thanks so
come
much.
on the show and talk about positive. I mean, it's so refreshing to hear people creating social conscious music, you know what I mean? Because it's not glamorous, nothing like that, Tom's going to get all your information so we can spread the love, okay?
Mm.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys for having me, for sure. It's been a
Thanks,
pleasure.
Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as Skyler says there, just want to know, perhaps for our listeners, what where your information can be got at. Have you got kind of any kind of social media presence, or maybe a website you can give us so that we can get that information out there and people can check it out?
Oh, absolutely. So on social media, I am at the Black Banker. That was my career. People
Hmm.
still
Yeah.
reach out to me in the industry for that. And then
Okay.
also, everything that we're doing, writing wise. Primarily is with Molly Wilson. So just,
Yeah.
going on all the different platforms and listening to her offerings
Hmm.
on the different DSPs, Spotify, Apple Music, those different things. And
Okay.
and her website is mollywilson.com. Everything we do together.
Good.
So it's a beautiful thing to be able to
Mm. Yeah.
build and
Mm.
and be on the same page doing so.
Definitely. Oh, good stuff. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks
Well,
so much, bro.
man, I
Thanks,
really
Eric.
appreciate the opportunity, appreciate the platform. Definitely are inspired by what you're doing, and we're
Hmm.
absolutely on the same page and aligned with the positive and uplifting and social conscious lyrics. There's a lot going on. We actually have another song I thought about that we did we did it a couple years ago. We haven't put it out yet with Mark Batson, and it's about the animals and the earth, and making sure that we do our part in that realm. So,
Mm.
we do have those things that come up, and
Yeah.
it's yeah. So we're excited about it. But
Good
again,
stuff.
I appreciate the time with you guys today.
Thanks, Eric.
Brother. All the best to you, man. Much,
Take
much,
care.
much love.
Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all get together, music can save the world. Yeah. Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all come together, music can save the world. There's an urgency facing our humanity.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.